What's up, YouTubers? Here with an E46 BMW, and I'm going to tell you a little story here that you may want to know for your diagnostics. If you're having issues with, there could be a variety of issues, but with your windows opening, closing, with the door locking systems, potentially sometimes not responding to the button right over here to unlock the car and lock the car. There's a few things you may want to start first. First, you're going to check the door lock actuator. You're going to need a scanner that's going to be able to communicate with the door lock actuator to see whether or not there's an on and off signal, open, close, whether that's responding. It's one good way to eliminate that. Also, generally how I look at it is if this button doesn't respond to all four opening of the doors and unlocking of the systems, there's probably one of two things. First is going to be your door lock actuator. Tends not to be the actuator. I think maybe 1 out of 5 times it is the actuator. In this case, it tends to be what general module, the GM5 module, which sits behind this glove box. So first thing you're going to need to start off with, very simple. The first thing you want to do is grab yourself a Phillips screwdriver as such. You're going to come here and open up the glove box. So you got to make sure it's already unlocked. And then what you're going to do is very quickly come over and hit 6 screws with this. I'm not going to do it with you. I'm just going to point out where it is. You got screw number 1, screw number 2, screw number 3, screw number 4, screw number 5 behind here, and screw number 6 behind there. You'll be able to see it once you take a look. So I'm going to undo those screws and I'll be right back. Once you have removed the screws, as you can see, you're basically going to tug this down and you're going to be able to remove the glove box as such, and you're just going to be able to set it aside. And that's simply with removing those 6 screws that I had showed you. They're basically lined up all around this. You could find them. All right, so next thing you want to do, this is basically the module that's in question, and I'm going to show you the last few steps. Long story short, you just have this panel to move down a little bit right over here, and behind that in the back there's a screw right over there. It's a 10mm socket, which will allow you to pull this module out by lowering this a little bit. So let me go ahead and do that. So I've gently just moved this plastic down from this corner here, so that way I have enough space to reach that bolt that I need to reach, so I can drop this down a little bit and undo these 3 connectors that are behind this panel right over here, so I could take out the GM5 module and show you what that looks like. So you want to grab yourself is a 10mm socket with an extension, so you can get back there and loosen that up. All right, I'll be right back to show you what that looks like. Once over here, you just got to kind of pull it out towards the end, and also do yourself a favor and unclip this right here, which is your light, so that your glove box doesn't drain your battery. Just kind of squeeze it and pull it out. All right, so what I'm going to do is the first connector. You have 3 connectors. The top connector, basically it's a slide, so it slides this way. So I'm going to start it off with my finger. As you can see up top, I'm moving over there, and I'm probably going to have to finish it off with a screwdriver by moving it to the side as such. So to the right connector is pretty easy. Right over here, you just press down on this button, which will allow you to slide this off all the way to the right, which will take out this connector. That's one connector off. And then the last connector right over here works on the same concept as this one. You just press the button down and you'll be able to slide that off. As I'm disassembling, I just wanted to give you a quick tip for this first connector right over here. As you can see, I got it off, but at some point I was basically nudging it gently with the screwdriver in order to leverage it so that I can get it all the way slid to the right side, so that way I can undo the connector as such. Now I have all the connectors. Right, now you could do one of 2 things. I started off by undoing the connectors. It was just easy for me to get my hands in there. Or once you undo that 10mm socket, you got to undo the carriers so you could pull this down and give yourself a little leeway. So I'm going to show you where you got to go. You got to follow my finger all the way up here to right up there. As you can see, there's a little nudge. You won't be able to see it on the screen, but it might be a push or pull situation. So meaning you might have to push it off the hook, or you might have to pull it off the hook in order for this thing to slide down. All right, that's one of them. You may have another one. I'm going to show you the location. Just to show you while I'm here, and I have it actually removed, this is where I was stuck on. Right here, as you can see, this is a push situation because the tab is hooked in this way. So I gave it just a tiny bit of leverage from the bottom and I pushed it back, and this gave me the ability to drop that down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you where the second tab is.
This was one of the hardest things for me to find online. So right where my finger is up there, in this situation, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is a pull tab. So I pulled this as I have my finger kind of wrapped around there. And then at the same time, I'm gonna push the white tab back and this will drop it. Same thing as I had over here on this one. As you can tell, it's already off because it was pushed off of this one. So a lot of the cars that I saw on the other YouTube videos, this is one of those things that I was not able to find, and it was different and unique from all the other ones. So make sure you remember whether yours is a push or pull tab for installation, meaning where you can push this rod back or pull it out. All right. Once I popped that little tab out over there up in the top corner, this gave me enough space to just go ahead and be able to, and you got the one last little thing holding right here is in the middle. Just press that, and that way the module can finally slide out, as you can see in the video. All right, now this is the GM5 module. All right, now that we have finally retrieved the GM5 module, what I will tell you is there's a few things you could do. There's some great companies that remanufacture these. So I believe, to the best of my knowledge, you can't just buy another one and have it work perfectly in the car from a used car. So what you want to do is either the more expensive option is to buy a new one of these modules and find someone to program it for you. It'd be very hard to do. Or you just take this module and send it out to rebuilders or remanufacturers. I'll leave that up to you to do a little bit of Google searching. A simple GM5 BMW E46 rebuild remanufacture module will yield some results. This will give you people who will send this out, bench test it for you as well for a small fee, tell you if this part is actually bad, and send you back a repaired module where you just go ahead and plug it back in and have the car working. A few little quick tips on how I get to diagnosing this part. If, for example, if all 4 doors don't unlock when you press the unlock button, that's one way I usually diagnose that it's the GM5 module. For example, all 3 passenger doors don't unlock at times. In a 2-door situation, you will find that both doors may not unlock. And this tends to be worse or better during cold or hot seasons as well. So go ahead, share in the comment section if, first of all, you had the push or pull tab. Share in the comment section, hit that like button, help me out. Thanks a bunch.